morning, everybody.
Good morning indeed.
So we're here at the convention. It's about an hour before it starts. There are lots of offshoot rooms here where different exhibits are available for viewing. The one right now is called 50 Years of Imagineering. You can probably hear the music. Hopefully you can hear me. And we walk into the room and the first thing we see is Dreamfinder's vehicle from the original version of
A blimp, for the blimp.
Of Journey into Imagination. It's not exactly the same as it was in the ride. Pretty rad though. That version of Journey into Imagination was my favorite.
Hey y'all, future voiceover cast here. Unfortunately, the audio in the next couple of clips was not particularly loud or intelligible. Cole and I were speaking to each other in kind of hushed tones. It felt a lot like a museum, actually, in these exhibit halls that were set up before the conference started. So I thought I'd just kind of describe what you're looking at and give you a sense of what we were feeling as much as I can while we walked around here. What you're looking at, as you might expect, or you might be able to tell, is a display of various merchandise items that were available in the 80s in the parks. As we step through it here, you'll see things that I think are probably pretty familiar to you. I remember that little Epcot booklet you can see in the left, the bottom left there. As we scroll around, I remember people carrying that Figment doll you just saw. Those vegetables from the top, I don't remember the name of the show, but I remember loving that show. Those plastic mugs, that pink Epcot center hat, totally remember people having that thing. In the 70s, we didn't go a lot when we were until like the late 70s. So I don't know how many of these you'll recognize, but there are a few. I remember that booklet you see in the top center, that Walt Disney World guide booklet. Remember that a lot. We had one of those. I don't remember any of the plates, the balloons. Again, this is all kind of before our time. That thing you saw on the lower left, you might have missed it, or maybe you want to go back, but that's actually a Mickey Mouse slide rule. Why the hell they would sell one, I don't know. Okay, this stuff is kind of cool. So this is a control board for programming an audio animatronic figure. They don't look like this anymore, of course. They're all digital now, and they used to be like this, analog. They didn't say which one that was actually used to program, which character. But you can see a few examples there, of course. Figment in the middle, one of the birds from Pirates of the Caribbean, etc. This robot, I'm sure you remember him. He's from Horizons, the long-lost and well-beloved attraction from Epcot. I wish you could hear what Cole was doing there, but he's making the sound behind the scenes that robot used to make. Of course, he remembers it perfectly. These are costumes from various rides and or shows around the park. So those hats and that first mannequin were from the Great Movie Ride in Disney Hollywood Studios, or then Disney MGM Studios. And these, I think, you can kind of tell from the pictures in the background, were from one of the Hoop-Dee-Doo Reviews shows. Okay, this is cool. This is, actually, I'll insert here a picture of what was one of the early conceptual models for Epcot, all laid out, a huge model laid out on the floor. You've probably seen this image before. It was definitely in a few of the kind of pre-opening pamphlets and booklets that Disney would send around. It's definitely been in a couple of the highlight shows or the feature shows that Disney published or produced, around the time that Epcot opened. Anyway, you might recognize that model. What you're looking at here is a piece of it. That's the Canada Pavilion from that model. And there's another piece of it you'll see in a second. Pretty cool to be that close to him for a huge Epcot nerd. Orange Bird, I don't remember Orange Bird that much at all. Apparently it was a bit of a mascot for Disney World when we were kids. Cole remembered it, but I didn't really remember it. Okay, now you're looking at another one of those models from that floor, or another section of that floor model, that Epcot conceptual floor model. This is, you might be able to tell, but this is Germany. And then we scroll over here to the left, we pan over here to the left, and this is a beautiful painting. I wish I had gotten closer to show you the detail. but this was the officially commissioned 50th anniversary painting. Next up, I'm sure you recognize this. This is one of the original Astro orbiters that used to spin around, the big rocket in Tomorrowland. It's cool to see that. Okay, now we're heading to the conference. The actual show is about to start. That's what the entrance to the main room was, and then this, of course, is an original Mr. Toad's Wild Ride car. The thing that's really cool about that is it is actually the original. Cole reminded me when we were there that when the ride first opened, all the cars had one seat, as you can see there. But later on, when they went through a revision of the ride, the cars from that point on had two seats, and that's actually what I remember them having. So you could put people in front and back. Okay. Actually, I think the next clip here, Cole gives us a little tour of another thing we saw in the hallway before we went into the show. So I'm going to turn it over to him. In fact, I'm just going to turn it back over to montage and music. I think the rest of it's kind of self-explanatory. So,
Action. Yep. Behold the real look of the vehicle of the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster.
Yep.
Coming to Epcot.
It's fun to be free, to be on the move, to go anywhere with never a care to do all you wanted to do. It's fun to be free, to be free.
It's fun to be free, to be on the move,
And travel with ease wherever you please to see all there is to be seen. It's fun. Let me tell you, it's fun. It's fun to be free.
Hi. Hello. Hi. Hello. I'm just showing that I wanted to show that we're having dinner, basically. At Captain, what is it called? Captain
Cooks from the Polynesian Village Resort itself.
Yep. We've got movies in the park and a million kids. And a swimming pool right behind us, splashing us incessantly.
Do tell.
Hey, buddy.
Yes.
How's it going? Whatever you
Right, I'm convinced I have nothing about what's different or what have we not heard before in our lives. Meaning,
Stay close.
after all, this is the happiest place on earth.
Yes,
or
it
one
is.
of them, that is.
Yes, it is. Are you having a good time? That's really all that matters.
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yes,
great.
I am.
Excellent. Well, I say we go stand out by the water and find a good place to stand and watch the fireworks. What do you think? Excellent.
Okay, stop moving.
Is what?
Nothing. You thought it was good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say excellent.